Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do your monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, and moon in the lovely big cat Leo. And I just wanted to let everyone know that I am still doing private readings. My readings I do part-time because I have a full-time job. I just wanted to let everyone know also that these horoscopes I post on my channel when I have time, and that's kind of few and far between. It took me 3 weeks to get an entire series completed, and I almost didn't complete it. So essentially this is where I do the best that I can with it. If you'd like to support my channel and support me, you can donate to my channel. It's very welcome at this time because I am trying to move back to Washington State. And I would like to update my camera and lighting equipment and get someone to help me not only just cut my videos, but like maybe help me shoot them too. I want to do some different things for my channel, and your donations would be very helpful at this time. So if you'd like to get a reading, you can DM me, but you can also check out my website, oracledaphne.com, and the link to PayPal. You can donate through that link, but you can also send a payment for readings. Please note that I will not answer emails if somebody has not sent a payment prior. So in order to do a reading, you will need to send a payment first. It's the easiest, fastest way to do it. I'm really good about getting scheduled once a person has sent a payment. So I'm going to lay out a little spread here for you guys, see what we get. Again, this is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, and moon in Leo. The entire spread came out in reverses, and I'm not sure why, but I'm just going to kind of read and see what I can pull out, and I may need to redo it depending on what I get. To me, there's a strong family element. Spending a lot of time with family. Again, this is for Leo of June 2020, okay? Brothers, sisters, parents, something to do with your mom. There's something, about something to do with like a growing family, strong family element. This to me can also be about having people my guide is showing me like a parent that has kids that are high school age or even college age that are living at home because of schools closing. Maybe some are getting tutored, maybe some are doing like online schooling, and like to me they're older children, like someone's watching, they have older children, and they're living at home, or you're spending a lot of time with that person. To me it's a very strong family element. We have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Wands. To me it's all family. But these guys are in reverse, so I'm going to talk about the reverse meaning also. This is the Hierophant. To me, this is could be like a grandparent or somebody that's around. Could be around in spirit as well too. Strong connection to like a female or male. Picking up both. More male than female. Could be like a strong like female, like a grandmother, but like she had like some masculine qualities. Like my grandmother on my dad's side has a lot of masculine qualities. She was she wasn't manly. It wasn't that she was manly, she was just tough. She was rigid, she was tall, she was strong. She just she wasn't afraid to get up on the roof and shingle the roof with the guys. She rolled up her sleeves and got things done. I don't know. That's coming through. But we also have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and to me this is having multiple children. So to me the number 3 is coming through, 3 children. Some of you 3 or more potentially. And it could be also a blended family too, where there's like 2 from one parent and 3 from another. Could also be an adopted child. So there's something about an adopted child. Could also be like 2, like you may have a child with special needs. I'm seeing that also. Or a child that my guide said is like kind of disgruntled. You know, it's like a teenager that's like, that's taken over the entire front lawn with a project. A friend of mine, his teenage son took over like the driveway with all of his tools and all of his kits and like all his stuff, and it was just like he kept complaining that he'd come home and the entire driveway would be taken over and there was no place to park. And it's funny to me. It's really endearing that's a story. So you could have that happening, that's what I'm seeing here. I actually find this family dynamic quite amusing and endearing, and I get a lot of positive vibes here. So those of you who aren't connected very much to family in June, you may be connecting to friends, like you could be hanging out with friends, but for those of you who do have a strong family dynamic, to me, this is you. Those of you who are single and like wanting to get married, I feel like to me the number 3 children, I feel like you're going to end up having 3 children, whether you are wanting that or not at this time. The Knight of Wands. I really wanted to talk about the Knight of Wands going back. The Knight of Wands is in reverse, is about being swept up in the current. Getting swept up. It's kind of a card about not really speaking your mind, not knowing your own mind, and just kind of going with the flow. I don't necessarily feel like it's bad. It's just whoever this person is, this may be you, you're not really, like, there's not a lot of backbone here. And some of you don't yet know what you want to do in life. And so that's a thing. I'm just going to say this. This is going to sound very strange, but it's coming through. This is very important. Now, I'm not going to downplay individuals going on their journey, especially young individuals who are just about to embark in their life and their life path, and they have no idea what they want to do, and that's totally 100% fine. But as a collective, essentially where things are going is that essentially the individual journey life will be less about the individual journey and more about group survival. So essentially, instead of it being about someone going off to school and using that education to get a job, they're going to be really more focused on how can we provide for this family in a consistent way so that everybody has food and water and shelter. It's going to be kind of a return to basics. I hate to say that because the thing is the dark is trying to shift everybody away from education. Once the dark has had its say in shifting away from education, then everybody will be getting shifted more into survival mode, essentially, and be kind of trying to figure out what to do and how to navigate that. And once people have shifted into this sense of living a very flat life and being basically only at home, then essentially the dark will take away that flat screen, and then there won't be anything, and it will be very about basics. That's like, I know it sounds very negative, but in a nutshell, that's how I see it going. Now, does that mean your child, whoever this person is, or you, those of you who are younger who are watching, can't develop into, the Leo does need to blossom. So regardless of whatever happens with the collective, you do need to really balance out who you are versus like what's happening in the world, and not get sucked up into what's happening with the world. And I will say something too about the civil unrest right now, is that I feel like it's very important for fixed signs, Leo especially, to hold your ground. So try not to get swept up into the current of what's going on. Try not to identify too much with those situations or those people. It's maintaining a sense of self and a sense of distance while at the same time being compassionate, kind, and understanding. That's it, right there. Please rewind and watch that again because I said that so articulately. That was really on point, and I'm surprising myself. So, I mean, the Leos at their best are incredibly heart-centered people, and sometimes they can get very much into the emotions of the day. Emotions can run high when there's unrest. Okay, let's talk about the Page of Wands in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse is about needing to go out, needing to have fun, spending way too much time on the computer, spending way too much time on a cell phone, not engaging with the world. So we have some of you who are getting swept up into current events and things like that, and we have others that are maybe too afraid to go out or just very much so spending too much time on the screen. You know, it's so interesting. I was talking about the flat screen. What's going to happen with the flat screen situation? And my caution to you is to revisit what other things are available other than just watching TV, playing video games, staying on your cell phone, you know, on a consistent, regular basis. And it's hard because I think we all get stuck. I have my cell phone. I check it all the time. I can't tell you not to do it. But it's not, I'm not saying to be polarized here. I'm saying lessen it, cut it down. You know, if you're spending 9 hours a day watching whatever, then, you know, try to cut it down to 4 and see if you can do that. The Eight of Wands, to me, in reverse, talks about wanting a family. So if you don't have a family, this is having a family, having people who love you. To me, that's the wish, and to me, that's getting it. Now, it may not happen in June, but to me, that's the Eight of Wands energy. Some of you are very adrenaline based. So we have this Knight of Pentacles that's, you know, suffers from post-traumatic stress. In the reverse, it's about suffering from post-traumatic stress. It's funny, I was talking about my Virgo video and a card about that came up. I do feel like people that suffer from post-traumatic stress are going to be very triggered at this time. So there's also something too here about needing to get back on the horse, maybe having had some bad situations happen in life and needing to get back out there, get back on the horse. But a lot of times the Knight of Pentacles in reverse feels like things are really out of control. So some of you may feel at this time, you know, especially towards the end of June, that things are really starting to get out of control and you really want to like try to figure out, okay, what the hell is going on? To me, there's an element of stuck energy. Now, the difference between what I'm saying for Leo, the advice I would give Leo is to kind of hold things down, but not get too stuck. There's a difference between stuck energy, which is a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That to me is stuck energy, and kind of just trying to maintain a sense of normalcy or regular patterns in life that are healthy, developing good positive habits, things like that. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse to me is about wanting to know the future, wanting things to happen, but not taking the bull by the horns. You need to take the bull by the horns in order to make it happen. In order to make that wheel go, you've got to make shit happen. So in June, my advice would be don't wait for things to happen to you. Don't get too swept up in the current things that could happen. Try to keep a keep your head on straight here. And for some of you, you got the Two of Swords in reverse, which is to me is about, trying to talk to someone who doesn't want to talk to you. Trying to make your point, trying to make your voice heard when nobody's listening. Texting past the point, and we've all done it, okay? All of us have done it, okay? Past the point where you probably should have stopped. So somebody ghosts you, and then like 2 weeks later, you're still texting them. 3 weeks later, you're still texting them. There's something here about needing to let that go. Whoever that person is, if you know who that is, let it go. Let them go. Move on from that, whatever that is. Because whoever it is that's, the weird thing is like my pet peeve, because I'm psychic, my pet peeve is when somebody actively ignores me and doesn't tell me, or somebody actively doesn't want to talk to me, but they don't tell me. Because I'd rather have somebody tell me to my face that they don't want to talk to me, literally slam the door in my face, than ignore me. Because it's a weird, like getting ignored is like this weird energy, and I don't like the vibration of it. It's weird. It makes me feel kind of queasy and sick. So it upsets me so much. It's just like a pet peeve. It's like eating a weird food that doesn't taste good and like wanting to spit it out. It's that feeling, It's hard to describe. So the upsetting part, things that might upset you in June is that, like someone, you may want very much to hear back from someone, or you may very much want to have some resolution to something, and you may not get it. Okay, this is where I'm going to pull some other cards. There's a thing here about needing to raise your vibration, like trying to raise your vibration and then getting sucked down into something. So it's like, I feel like some of you, it's like you're trying very much to overcome maybe a negative person in your life or a negative situation. You're trying, but it's like for some reason there's a lot of frustration and stress or stuff that happens after that kind of sets you on fire again. So it's like you calm down and then the match is lit again, and then you calm down and the match is lit. And it's just, I don't know. You do also have, and I hate to say this, but this is annoying. You have the Chariot in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse is about waiting a long time for a call back on something, getting a call that's not good news. It's now on the very like mundane aspect, it might not be that bad, in the sense that you wait to get the call and you didn't get the job. You wait to get the call and you didn't get whatever it is that you applied for. Maybe it was a scholarship or something, This came up, I think, one time for me. Like my guide is showing me this is another example of where I was waiting to hear back from a friend to see if I could stay at their place temporarily. And they finally told me that they couldn't. Their partner didn't want me to stay, even if it was for a couple of days, because they didn't have a lot of space in their house. So I had waited for like a couple of weeks to get that call. And when it finally came, when I got the news, it was just really, didn't need it. I don't like, to me, the Chariot reverse is like a bad news card, but it's not like the worst in the world. It will set you free to get better things going. Okay, so I feel like my message for you is not to get your heart set, because I feel like you're going to get disappointed. Essentially, at the same time, you may be like, well, Elizabeth, you're telling me to raise my vibration. You're telling me to be positive. You're telling me to like not set my sights too high. And then you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to look forward to then? It's interesting. There was someone who said, I forget who it was. She said, if you can't expect anything out of a relationship, then what the fuck is the point, right? So this is where the all or nothing attitude comes in, and it's hard for me to even talk about this because, again, I'm talking to so many people. But I'm going to look to see what else I can tell you about this, because I don't even really know what to say there. Sometimes things are shitty. That's honestly. Sometimes things are shitty. Sometimes things do not go the way we want them to go or according to plan. And the way life, goes is not how, it's just not how we want it sometimes. And it's just shitty sometimes. And that's just how it is. I personally don't like that saying, life's a bitch and then we die. But if for the month of June, your life may be a bitch and then you may be like, okay, I'm really fucking over it. I feel like you have these pockets, what I call pockets of things going shitty, and then pockets of things going more your way. You're going to have to ride it out. You're going to just have to ride this one out. Leo, that's what I want to tell you. And the thing is, Leo can have very, very, large, to me it's just Leo's larger than life. Things happening, and things may be kind of blown out of proportion in your mind. So it's in your head, things may be worse than actually they appear to be. So or they might be to someone else. So for some of you, you may have a stable job, but it's not enough. The Leo can want to perfect their life. And I feel for some of you, that's what's happening, but I'm not for everyone. Other people, things are shitty. They're shitty and I can see that, but to me, it's not the worst thing. Yeah, so you don't get the good news that you wanted to hear, but you find another job, or the job that you have is stable. So even though the job you have may not be the best, it's not the worst. It's kind of I don't know. You're going to have to navigate depending on each circumstance. It's interesting you have this. Okay, so if things aren't going your way, there's an element of needing to surrender. I really don't like the surrender card. Surrender comes after a lot of shitty things happening, and it's hard. And it's when you finally just say, okay, I've had enough. I'm just going to rest, and I'm going to chill out for a moment. In the moment that you just rest and you chill out for a moment and say, you know what, this is out of my hands. It's to me, there are going to be things in June that are really out of your hands, that are really just not fun. And Leo is all about fun. Here's the thing, the biggest challenge for Leo right now that I see is the element of wanting things, this over focus on fun, and wanting things to be, I don't know, not where they used to be, but more relaxed, more chill. Where to me, this is a very serious time. And it's going to be hard for Leo to navigate. And I would tell you, this is a time to count your blessings. This is a very big time to count them. Rather than pick and say, well, I don't have that and I don't have this, and I really wish I could have those things. It's a time to count the things that you have. And I think that's what I was trying to articulate a moment ago, and I couldn't. Because actually, I do feel for most of you Leos that are watching, you do have quite a lot. More so than a lot of people. You have endings, but you also have new beginnings in love. If there's a person that you want to know about, you may end up together, but to me it's going to depend on each circumstance. I do feel like most of you have a really good heart, you have good intentions. What's that saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. People may not understand that you're willing to to be kind and you're willing to be generous. People may not get that. There is something about being helpful here, and I definitely like to see this, especially for Leo. So some of you may need help from others, and I feel like you're going to receive help if that is what you're asking for. Some of you, it's where you're giving to others. Maybe it's sending a nice card to someone, giving someone a ride, making some food for someone. I know there's like a whole thing right now about food, and like, I don't know if it's delivering food for other people. There's different things that are going on about that. So you might be involved in something like that. So some of you are very service, you're devoted to service or being of service, and or you offer a service. So some of you may be, like a doctor or you're a lawyer, or, you may offer some kind of service that's, or like a nurse or something like that, that's really dedicated to helping other people. You may be like a social worker too, but it may not be that. Like, you may just offer some kind of service. Maybe it's like, the service is like teaching people how to play guitar, like my service is offering, tarot reading. So you may have your own business. My guide also said something about horseback riding lessons. I don't know why I'm getting that. Someone out there offers like horseback riding lessons or some kind of something to do with horses. Okay, let's see what we get for the charms. You got the bee charm. And the bee charm is about being busy, but it's also about being outside and like having a green thumb and maybe planting a garden this season. The bee is also about sex. It's about relationships, and it's like from that Dances with Wolves. You may be having a lot of sex with a partner, or wanting to have a lot of sex with a partner, or just being really attracted to someone. I feel like the only other charm that really wants to say something is this one, which has popped up. I think it did pop up in another reading. This is one of my original charms that I got. I think this is the first charm that I got. And this charm has to do with all the different, I filled it with all the different types of love that there are. And we have family love, we have true love, we have unconditional love, we have self-love, we have friendship love, like our platonic love. And a bunch of other loves that I'm not thinking of right now. So this is like, and it's specifically love for certain people. So to me, this is about learning about those types of love. So a lot of times we put it out into the universe that we want to find love, but like we fail to realize that like the love that we really need is or want is actually going to be fulfilled by someone or something that we're not expecting. So like for me, I learned about what real love was from a dog. And I learned what family love was from beings in spirit. And I learned what unconditional love was from a person who didn't love me back. And I learned what true love was when someone did. And what that meant. So, to me, this is like learning about those things for yourself. But the journey is, the lesson is really to examine those different types of love. On that note, that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers and subscribers. Definitely click the bell if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you get notified when I will be posting videos. Hopefully more to come. So I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.